Hey everyone, Darren here. It's Friday night, 20 to 11, and I just came in from a night at the family get together up in Baden, which is just outside or in and around Kitchener-Waterloo area. We're at my sister-in-law's place for Thanksgiving. Up here is Thanksgiving weekend, and I had a package delivered today. And I figured I'd open it. Now I know who it's from. It's from my buddy Scott down in Rio Rancho from No Life to Metal. I suggest you get over to his site and take a peek. He's got a web page. He's in the band Ultimatum. Everybody knows Scott. So I'm gonna open up my goodies here, and I'll show you what's in here. Yeah, Scott and I send packages back and forth to each other, maybe twice a year. Ooh, that's gotten fuzzy. Twice a year. It's expensive to ship, so, and when he ships, he always ships a pile of stuff. So I got everything open. Ooh, look at this. Whoa. Alright, so first up on the chopping block is Inner Siege, and that is a rocks pressing. I said I wanted this. He asked me if I had a list of stuff that I wanted, and this was on it. I've wanted this one for a while. I just haven't been able to pick it up. Now I have it, and this is going to be awesome. I can't wait to throw that one in. And this one I wanted for a long time. Just again, another one of those things that they have it on vinyl as well. If I remember correctly, it's one of the Rocks Underground series, and that is Final Prophecy. Now, from what I heard, this is early thrash death metal stuff out on Rocks Records. Came out 2018. But I don't know if some of this stuff is older. If it's older material, it's just re-released. I don't know, but I'm anxious to check this out because I love death metal. Love it. Now there's some cool stuff in here. Oh, here's some. That's cool. Kiss Cozy. I have my Rush one over there. That is awesome. Kiss Vegas. That is really cool. And it's got a couple of cassettes in there. Oh, wow. Wow, that's... Man, I remember seeing this advertisement in Heaven's Metal years ago. Torment Maxed. He left a note on here. It said Killer Prog Metal. Like, this is going to be awesome. I just hooked up my tape, my old tape player. I had another one, a Pioneer, but it wouldn't work for some reason. And oh wow, that's cool. Now this one is autograph. Oh, I see. This one is here. Let me see. Let's do this first. Okay, so first of all, Crushing the Deceiver guitar pick. That is friggin' right on. That is really cool. And this is... Now I have this on vinyl and I have this on CD. And now I have it on tape. Tourniquet, Psycho Surgery. The cool thing about this is there's a note on there that said that this one is autographed by Victor. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Macias. Right there. And he's the bass player. He's the guy that looks like Tom Araya from Slayer. And that is friggin' super cool. Yeah, that is friggin' right on. Thanks, buddy. This is awesome. Yeah, I just started collecting tapes again. I haven't. I got it. I mean, like everything, right? You just limited room. But I just started, pulled out all my tapes one day, and I'm like, oh. So I started collecting. I went and found a pile of them and started. So I just started collecting them. So Scott looks like he's got a pile of them in here. Warrior Fighting for the Earth. This is cool because I just saw this on album, on vinyl, uptown. And I haven't picked it up yet. I haven't even heard it yet. But I have heard of the band. Rob Rock was in this band for a little while. I don't know who's on this one, but I'm going to take a peek. That's cool. Thanks, Scott. And this is, oh, this is brand new. Resurrection Band. I got my glasses on. Now I got my glasses on. Resurrection Band. Mommy Don't Live Here. Mommy Don't Love Daddy Anymore. This is brand new. That's going to be nice in the collection. That's awesome. Oh, wow. Warrant Cherry Pie. I don't have this at all. I don't even have this on vinyl. And that's the one Warrant album that I actually want. Living Sacrifice, Reborn. This is a phenomenal album. And this is on solid state. I have this on CD, but I don't have it on tape. And this is awesome. Because there's some bands I just like collecting stuff. And if I can collect it on tape and vinyl and CD, I'm happy. I think it's awesome that you got that that option to do that, eh? And as a collector, I think it's pretty cool that you got so many formats. Mortification, Australian, hard to pigeonhole or whatever. Like this album, I think was more thrash death than anything. I think this is when they started to really turn over into more of a thrash band, as opposed to a death metal band when they started out. I love these early Mortification albums. I have a ton of Mortification stuff. Live Planetarium. It's a live album, and I actually have this on VHS. Over there, I believe. I think Jason Sherlock is such an underrated drummer. Probably one of the best in metal, if not, I would say one of the best in metal, if not the best. He's just so fluent. He's just so smooth. He's just an amazing, amazing drummer. I actually have him on my Facebook, and I've talked to him a couple times. He's a really nice guy too. Hold on, I gotta get a drink. Hold on. Oh, look at this. Another Mortification, Blood World. They have this one on vinyl I want to pick up. I have it on disc. I'd love to pick this up on vinyl. I think Boone's Overstock has it. And that's awesome. This is Blood World. I don't have any Mortification on CD. I have two Light Force tape, I have two Light Force tapes, and that was the beginning of Mortification. That was Steve Rowe's first band, I believe. Haven, Age of Darkness. That's cool. I don't know where he finds all this stuff, but it's on Rex. And up here, it's dry for stuff like this. The record shop that I go to, he's got a pile of stuff. One day I'm going to go in there and I'm going to make him an offer, and I'm going to see if I can take all of the tapes that he's got. Now I have to build some kind of rack. Oh, wow. Okay, so up next is Holy Soldier. Their first two albums, this one, Last Train, and the self-titled, to me are the best Holy Soldier albums. It's with the ones with Stephen Patrick. I love Stephen Patrick's vocals. I think that these songs are catchy. Give Me Shelter from the Stones is on this. Dead End Drive is such a great song. Fairweather Friend is really cool. Virtue and Vice is probably the best song on here. I just love his vocals, and the rest of the band are just so talented. These guys came out back when glam, like this is 92 on Mirror, back when like Motley Crue was getting really, really big, and Skid Row, like that's when these guys came out, and I think it's pretty cool. This one is friggin' awesome. Brand new copy of Vengeance Rising, Once Dead. This is a crazy killer album. Warfare is awesome. Space Truckin' is a copy of Deep Purple. Man, why does this phone do that? There's a copy of Deep Purple. Into the Abyss is a friggin' amazing song. I love it. Can't Get Out. Like, this whole album is just, I find this one musically, they're more together than the first one album. Human Sacrifice was awesome. It was really raw. This one is more, I find it a little bit more polished, tighter musicianship. It's awesome. I love the first couple of Vengeance Rising albums. I have Human Sacrifice on picture disc over there. They need to release the rest on. Oh, right on. Okay, so this is cool. This was the last Vengeance album that came out. And a footnote there. I used to have Vengeance Rising, Human Sacrifice on cassette, and I sold it. So things you do when you're a kid that you don't think, and I should have kept it. But I was getting out of cassettes at the time, and I just wanted to free up and get some money because I wasn't even collecting vinyl anymore. I was starting to collect CDs, and I wanted to, like, there was a whole ton of other Christian stuff that I wanted to get, but it was all on CD, and so I ended up selling I do stupid things. Anyways, this is when they were more grindcore, and this was the last album that he put out. But Doug Thiem, Larry Farkas, Roger Dale Martin, Glenn, I can't never pronounce Mancuso? Anyways, the drummer Glenn. They're not in the band at this point. I don't know who was in this band. What song did they have on here? We Release Upon the Earth. That was like, I just found this album really grindy, and I have it on disc. I have everything from Vengeance on disc. I even have their 2.5 hour VHS, forget what it's called, tape. I thought that was, I don't know where I got it from, but I ended up getting it. And so yeah, so I got that too. And then the last cassette is Savior Machine. Now, if I remember correctly, this is the first one, the very first Savior Machine. I have all of their stuff except for Live in Deutschland. I don't have that on CD, and I never did pick all the vinyl up for Savior Machine because I think they were a little bit pricey. I can't remember. They sold out quickly or something. There was a reason I never got them. Excuse me. So that is the CDs and the cassettes. Now there's some stuff down here that he sent me. Whoa, look at that. Holy mackerel. That is friggin' awesome. Okay, so a little history here. My best friend's brother, I was a huge Metallica fan, and he said, if you love Metallica, you got to check this band out. You have to check them out. And he goes, they're a Christian band, which is fine by me. He goes, you're going to friggin' love it. And it was the very first Deliverance album. And what I think is cool about this is it is personalized. I just friggin' love that. That is such a cool piece right there. Now you've got Jim Chafin, who is drummer extraordinaire. And he's from a little old punk band you might have heard of. A little crossover thrash punk band called The Crucified, who are stellar in their own right. I'm blind. I'm getting out of focus. There we go. They're legendary. If you don't know who The Crucified is, go find a Crucified CD, vinyl tape, and listen to it, and you will not be disappointed. Again, there is Victor, again, Macias, and he is the bass player from Tourniquet. This is Glenn Rogers, who is guitarist extraordinaire, and I'm not going to forget, amazing pounding bass player, and a big burly Tom Araya looking guy. Glenn Rogers was in Deliverance, if I remember correctly. He was on the very first Deliverance album, or Weapons. At this point I'm kind of tired and might be a little hazy, but he's also been in bands like Steel Vengeance, Hyrax, and a band called Primal. They put a CD out just a little while ago on, if I remember correctly, it was Rocks. Find it and get it, because it is awesome. And it reminds me of another band who I really like. I think this is another reason why I really love that Primal CD. It's just straightforward heavy metal, kind of quick in some parts, but I find it's just a thumper from beginning to end. And right there, the mastermind behind Deliverance, Jimmy P. Brown the second, I believe, the second. Man, I've been a fan of Deliverance. Oh man, I ever since I heard that, and I want to say, when I heard that first album, and I think that's the only album they had out, and then I had been following Deliverance ever since. I have 2 copies of Weapons. I have both copies when Weapons of Our Warfare was released on vinyl now. I have both copies, color and black. I have the first Deliverance on vinyl. I have the first Deliverance on CD. The Weapons on CD. I have the brand new Deliverance on vinyl. And I have it on CD, I think. No, I don't have it on CD. I only have it on vinyl. I've got River Disturbance. I've got Stay of Execution, Camelot and Smithereens. The Intense vinyl series, or whatever, live series. I've got tons of... there's a couple of albums I don't have. I'm not even going to attempt to say which ones, because I'm not 100% sure of the titles. But Here and Now was the last one. I have to get that one. I didn't end up getting it for whatever reason, and now I'm hunting for it. So, Scott, this is awesome. I love it. I've got a spot right over there on my wall, and this has got a frame already waiting for it, and it's going to go in that frame. This is so, so cool. And I want to thank those 4 dudes right there for signing this. And I want to thank them for personalizing it right to me. I think that's so cool. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. I'm totally geeking out right now because that is so friggin' amazing. Oh, this is even crazier. Crushing the Deceiver. Yes. I love these promo picks. Scott gets them from everywhere. All of my promo picks have been from Scott. Another one signed to me. I have this dude on Facebook, Grant. Yeah, this is crazy. Man, I'm gonna hang this one too, and I have a spot right over there. I think I'm gonna hang it right underneath the hill to die upon. I have one of these, a hill to die upon. I got that right from the band too. I should have had them sign it, but I never did. This is so, so cool. That's a great band too, as Blood Runs Black. I have both their discs too. Man, this is so friggin' cool. Oh, Scott, you've outdone yourself, buddy. Look at, oh, Inner Siege sticker. I collect stickers too. I don't use them. I just put them in I have a binder, and I just slide them in the binder. There, we gotta get going. Oh. Sign this one to Darren. Manny Morales, another awesome bass player, and I have him on my Facebook too. And I love having these guys on my Facebook because you get to see what they're like. You know, you get to see what family pictures, and it kind of brings them to like a human level. Like, you know how you look at some of these guys and you go, like, they're musicians and they're kind of like you look up to them, and because they're so cool and everything, and to see that they have family photos on, and how they wish you happy birthday and all this other kind of stuff. It's just kind of cool for me. I kind of dig stuff like this. You know what I mean? Some guys like Scott are friends with all these guys. Well, I have them on Facebook, and I think that's pretty cool too. And that is Eraserhead, another band that I think you guys should check out. I think that it's Jimmy P. Brown, again from Deliverance fame, and Manny Morales was in Deliverance too. He was in the River Disturbance album, Camelot and Smithereens. No, not Stay of Execution. The other one, Learn. I think he was on that one. I want to say one more. I'm not 100%. This is really cool, Scott. This is really cool. I'm totally friggin' geeking out right now. Yep, more stuff. Oh, right on. Look at this. River Disturbance Backstage Pass from Retro Active Records. And No Life to Metal, which is Scott's label. That's really cool. I'm gonna find a spot for this. I have a Deliverance picture hanging up somewhere down here. Can't find it right now. I think I'll put that in there with it. Havoc Patch. That's cool. These guys are a killer thrash band from the US of A. Banshee sticker. Scott just put this out on No Life Till Metal. Mind Slave. I highly recommend that you head over to Rocks Records, NoLifeToMetal.com, and get a pile of stuff from those guys, because they got some killer releases. This one was just released. Canadian homeboys, they just live up the highway from me. The bass player lives around the corner from me. That is Helix. This is their brand new Bastard of the Blues that they had out already, and Scott with No Life to Metal just put this out on vinyl, which I have to get. I know you can order some through Helix and at planethelix.com, and I know No Life to Metal has these. So head over to NoLifeToMetal.com. I'm gonna put all the links for Rocks, and I'll have to upload it first, and then I'll have to edit it on my computer, because I do all this through my phone. That's why everything goes blurry. It drives me crazy. Another Helix. This is the Christmas album that Scott just put out. This is a Helix Christmas. This is their second Christmas album. These are really cool. They're nice and big. You can actually get these framed in little picture frames and hang them on the wall. They're big enough that you can't miss them. Man, there's a ton of them here. Bride, Tsar Obama. I think this one came out on Retro. I'm not sure. Or, yeah, Retroactive Records, I think. Yeah, I want to say Retroactive put this one out. But Scott, I think, had something to do with that as well. Deliverance, River Disturbance. Another cool... That's such a cool cover, too. Very Aztec-y. I think it's pretty cool. Glenn Rogers, if I remember correctly, and Brian, he was the bass player for Deliverance, the first two albums, I believe. I can't remember, I can't pronounce his last name. Kalahajahara or something like that. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it, but I want to say that that's who that is. I haven't heard anything by this band. I know it's straight up heavy metal, but I haven't heard anything. And I know, again, No Life to Metal or rocksproductions.com, I think. Eraserhead, that's the actual album cover. The repress, I think the reissue, and then he's got it on this color vinyl. And black, I believe. Holy mackerel. Oh, right on. Sacrivox Music Festival. It's got Hand of Fire, Crushing the Deceiver, Deliverance, Grave Robber, which is an awesome. They're an awesome. If you like Misfits, right there, horror metal, horror punk. Got some good stuff on here I want to check out. Final Prophecies on here. And then this band, Perpetual Paranoia. I've seen this one, but I've never heard anything from them. So I'll have to check that out as well. And then another Bride. I think this is their new album, Snake Eyes. I haven't heard this one yet either. I got out of Bride for a while. Their early stuff was killer. Like their first bunch of albums, that's probably my favorite era. They got into this kind of new hip hop, I don't know what it was, and I didn't like it, like when they did Drop and stuff like that. And the last couple of items here are another Crushing the Deceiver pen, which is très cool. Yeah, so I got 2 crushing pins, picks, that's awesome. Oops, hold on. Now this is cool. ultimatum into the pin. I have I'm pretty sure I have everything that Ultimatum put out as well. I think the one is a German pressing, if I'm not mistaken. Scott, I think. You know what? One day I'm gonna do a whole. I think I did it on Ultimatum one the one time. It's somewhere in my thing, and this is cool too. That's a classic. Here, let me see. Can you see it? Ultimatum. Another Ultimatum pin. I didn't have any pins, but now I do. This is friggin' so cool. I collect pins too, like all music geeks that collect vinyl and CDs and stickers and, you know, beer cozies and all sorts of junk. I mean, come on. I collect pins as well. And those are pretty cool. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with them. I have a jar of them over there. But Scott has them in like these shadow boxes, and he's pinned them all in there. So yeah, I think that's what I might do. Anyways, this video is now 31 minutes long, and it took forever to open, and only because it took me all night to get home to open it. I went through it, and I got some crazy stuff here. This is awesome. Scott, I mean, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Some of these things, like the Deliverance, like these 3 here, you could have just sent me these, and I would have been totally geeking out. This is amazing. Yeah, you outdid yourself, buddy. You shouldn't have, and I thank you so much for it. Anyways, that's my ramblings for the night. If you haven't subscribed, hit the like button, subscribe button, all that jazz down there. If not, hope you liked the video. Comment below, and we will see you guys next video. Peace out. See ya.